So today we are going to talk about how to semi-automate lead gen as an HR consultant. So if you're an HR consultant running your own business in 2026, I want to ask you something very simple. You went independent because you wanted freedom. You wanted to work on your own terms, build something that was yours and actually help businesses get their people strategy right. So moving forward, I'm pretty sure you are still looking around for solutions to grow your business, and I can surely say that today you are at the right place. For someone like an HR to grow and work remotely, it's not that easy. Getting clients consistently, managing time, learning new skills, awareness about AI feels like you got a lot to deal with. And in this video, that's exactly what we are going to cover to make your life much more easier. But before we start, let me tell you something about myself, who I am, why you should listen to me on this. I'm co-founder at Empowrd AI. It's world's one of the first AI consultancy helping HR consultants to build their client acquisition system, build their delivery system, not just in theory. We are talking about actual systems, actually running, actually producing results. And I've seen while working with hundreds of HR consultants that what is working, what is not working, and the consultant who consistently win new clients all have three things in common. They know exactly who they are going after. They have a clear offer and they have a repeatable process for getting in front of the right people. And that's what I'm going to show you today. The entire thing step by step. Now that we are clear on why you should be watching this and how can I help you achieve the outcome, let's move forward with the video. By the end of this video, you are going to have a complete predictable lead generation system for your HR consultancy, not a collection of tactics, a system, one where you know exactly what to do each week, who you are targeting, what you are saying, and how to move people from cold contact to booked call. Let's build it. The first and the most important thing you need to get clear on is your ICP, your ideal client profile. Right now, most HR consultants are targeting too broadly. They are going after any company, any size, any sector that might need HR support, and that's the problem. When you speak to everyone, you resonate with no one. And here's what happens when you are too broad. Your messaging doesn't land, your outreach feels generic, and the people you do speak to don't feel like you truly understand their world. So what's the fix? Your ICP has a job title, it has a company size, it has a specific industry, it has a geography, and most importantly, it has a specific problem it's trying to solve right now. For example, founder-led professional services businesses, 2,200 people in UK or UAE, scaling fast and without an internal HR function. That's a real person. That's someone you can find and speak to directly. So write your ICP down before you do anything else. Once you understand this, you can find that person and speak directly to that person. And that's much more simpler than just targeting random people. And now, once you know who you are targeting, you need to know what you are offering. And this is where a lot of consultants make their biggest mistake. They lead with their service. I offer HR strategy, employment law advice, and people management support. And the person reading that thinks, okay, so what? You need two things to be crystal clear. What you're offering and what problem you're solving. Those are not the same thing. Your offer is your deliverable, but the thing that makes someone reach back to you is whether they feel like you understand their specific pain or not. So when you think about your packaging, think about it from the client perspective. What is the outcome they want? What is the risk they are trying to avoid? What does success look like for them? Build your packaging around that answer. So let's start with building the best offer that people cannot say no to. Here's the three things you need to know to craft the better offers and deliver the best services. What pain points you solve, the mental discomfort, how you're gonna solve those pain points. What's the dream outcome if you solve those pain points? So here's my simple framework. You just need to fill these blanks with the pain point, service, ICP, and dream outcome. How I do is I solve a specific pain point using your service for your ICP and also help them achieve the dream outcome. Just fill these places and now you have the best offer possible in the market. And from this, you will outgrow your competition in no time. Now the technical part, everything we've done so far, ICP, packaging, competition, that's the foundation. Now we build on top of it. This is where you learn how to semi-automate your lead generation so it runs in the background while you focus on the delivery. Warning, Do not hesitate and leave the video because this is where the fun begins. You'll need two tools. Yeah, that's all you need to start. LinkedIn Sales Navigator and Aimfox. Sales Navigator is how you find your exact ICP at scales. You filter by job title, exact company size, industry, location, and you can build a list of high volume, perfectly matched prospects in under 5 minutes. This is called precision targeting. Aimfox is your automation layer. It sits on top of LinkedIn and runs your outreach campaigns automatically. Connection requests, follow-up sequences, response tracking, all of it runs while you are with your clients. So the workflow is simple. We are going to build your list on Sales Navigator, load it into the Aimfox, set your campaign running. Aimfox is going to send your connection request on your behalf at human pace while you focus on everything else. And this is what semi-automation means. You make the strategic decisions and tools do the repetitive execution. Which now bring me to the point where I'll show you how you can do this step by step. So this is what LinkedIn Sales Navigator looks like. Once you sign up and you click on LinkedIn Sales Nav on the top corner, you're going to come here, and after that you're going to click on lead filters. And there are a lot of options. You can easily get overwhelmed. You might have used it earlier, but let me explain you the easiest way to use it. First, you're going to click on functions and you are going to figure out what is the main function of your ideal client profile's company. Let's say it's a consulting business, or let's say it's also a business development business, or let's say it's also a marketing business. Depends on what is your ICP. What is the current job title of that ICP? These are CEOs. These are, just put as many titles as possible who are your ICP. Let's say these are vice president. These are co-founders. These are managers. Let's go to geography. Let's say your ICP is sitting in United States. That's it. What's the industry? Let's say they are non-profit. Here we go. Let's say they are hospitals and healthcare also. So now you have your ICP. You can select the profile language as English, and then you can also select the overall experience. I usually go with more than 10 years. And now you have a list of 1500 people who are these people. What you do is you just simply copy this URL on your Google or Safari or whatever you use. Once you are going to sign up to the Aimfox, you are going to come here, then you are going to go to the accounts, then you are going to add an account, and then it will take you through a simple process. Either you can directly put your email and password of your LinkedIn account here, or you can use a simple Aimfox Chrome extension, and it's like a 1 minute of process. Once you connect your account, it will showcase here, and then click on campaigns and then create campaign, and then just click on Sales Nav because that's where we got our leads from, right? Once you are going to click on the Sales Nav, then you are going to use the LinkedIn account that you are using for the Sales Nav, and then you are going to add the maximum targets as 2500 because these are the maximum targets. Outreach type would be the connect, and then you are going to click on create campaign. Once you click on create campaign, you can use the same filters here also, but the easiest way to do is by search by URL. Paste the same URL you copied from the Sales Navigator, paste it here and just click on next, and slowly it will start adding those people from the Sales Navigator to your campaign, and you can see them here. What you're going to do is click on next while it's filling that audience here, and then you will see this. It might look very overwhelming, but it's super simple. Just follow the process. You will see two options, connection flow A and create split test. Always create a split test. You are going to click on split test. It's going to duplicate the entire flow. And in connection flow A, you are going to do nothing. Just turn on this react to a post and increase this 7 days to 21 days. And then you are going to go to the connection flow B, and in the connection flow B you are going to click on add a connection node. And once you are going to click add a connection node, then you are going to choose a connection node for yourself. For example, here I'm using hi First name of the client. This is where you can see the preview. Hi David, I'm ABC. I spend a lot of time helping non-profit CEOs whose organizations have grown faster than their internal people leadership can keep up with. Thought it'd be good to connect. That's it. Simple. Everything remains the same. React to a post and increase the 7 days with 21 days and just click on next, and it schedules. Always keep the time zone as target's time zone, because then it's going to send the connection request in your target time zone. Keep the same, next, review, and just click on start and it will start the campaign. That's it, nothing else. And now once everything is automated, you are sending connections on bulk. Here's the most important part of the video that most of the HR consultants ignore, which is tracking your leads. Why would you track your leads? So that you don't miss anything, to reduce the risk of losing an opportunity, to keep your eyes on everything. Yes, I know this sounds like I'm putting more pressure on you, but trust me, this is why most of the competition is stuck and they suck. For tracking, you can use a simple tool like Google Sheet. You can use a custom template to make your work much more easier. It's in the description. Go download, make a copy, and start using it to track your leads from everywhere. Now, you know your ICP. You know how you are going to help them. You got the tools, but this is something you should pay complete attention to. Messages sequence, because sending a connection request is not the last step. You want to close a client. So how you're going to do that? So there are two audiences, if you remember from the Empowrd. One, we didn't use the connection note, and the other, we used the connection note on LinkedIn. So automated message sent by Empowrd. Audience 2 is you are going to personally send them the same connection message that was not in the automation in the first place. What I mean by that is there are two audiences. The audience that we did not use the connection note, once they are going to accept our connection request, you are going to add them in the sheet and send them the same message that we sent to the other audience initially as a connection note. So now you have all these people who accepted your connection request, and all these people are starting with the same message that we used in the connection note. So here's what's going to happen after you send your messages. You can expect three things. One, you get a reply and you get acknowledged. Hi ABC, thanks for sending the connection request. Lovely to connect with you. This is called you get a reply and you get acknowledged. Second situation can be you get a positive reply. And when I say positive reply, it means like getting asked a question. Hi, it's lovely to connect with you. Thank you for sending the connection request. I'm curious what you do and how you help these people. Our connection note is so curiosity driven. It's so personalized that people think, oh, I want to know more about this situation. I want to know more about this person. So you get a positive reply like getting asked a question. Third thing is you don't get anything. What I mean by this, someone accepts your connection request, but they don't reply to you. We have sequences for all three of this. So let's start with the first one. You get a reply and you get acknowledged. What you're gonna do is keep in mind the goal here is to start a conversation. The goal here is not to sell them anything. So once they acknowledge, you acknowledge them back. Hi, it's lovely to connect with you too. I just saw you in this industry and I'm working with a lot of people in this industry, so I just felt it's relevant connecting with you. How's everything going on your side? Something like that. It's super simple. Keep in mind that you do not want to look salesy. You do not want to use the words that might sound like, oh, this person is going to pitch me now. Keep it very simple. How's your week going? I see a lot is happening around the world. How are you feeling about it? Something that starts a conversation here. Here, when you get a positive reply, like getting asked a question, first you acknowledge the question. Hey, thanks for asking this question. So this is what I do. This is what I mean by this. This is what the service looks like. So you basically answer the question and always keep in mind, never end the conversation disruptly. What I mean by this, always end your messages with a question that they can answer. So the conversation keeps on happening and they keep on getting familiar with what you do. So if they ask a question about your service, answer the service and then end with something like, by the way, I see a lot of people in this industry face this. Is this something that is relatable to you? Or how's everything going on your side? what you are doing at the moment in your company. Because the more you communicate with them, the more familiar they are going to get with you. Third part is you don't get anything, which is they don't respond to you. So the best thing is do not feel negative about it. Sometimes people just miss things. It's not you, it's just life is busy. The business world is busy, right? So what you do is you start the conversation by yourself, send a follow-up, and it's not exactly a follow-up. Send something personalized like, hi, it's lovely to connect with you. Saw your post talking about this, really resonated with me. Have a great weekend ahead. Have a great week ahead. How's everything going on your side? And with a question. What I'm also trying to say here is, if someone does not respond to you, do not take it personally. Always follow up nicely. Do not try to sell to them. Selling to them directly is like a cold outreach. It's like banging on the door of a random person and they don't know you, they don't trust you. Building a connection is where you start building your business. It's where you start scaling your business, because now you are expanding your connections and these connections already trust you. They've already had a conversation with you and their guards are way lower and they are ready to pay you. Once you break the ice, start having a conversation. Once you are going to start having a conversation, always keep in mind the question at the end. Once you start asking the question, the conversation is on the daily basis. That's where you start getting the pain points in. That's where they start talking about, oh, this is what's happening in my world. And that's where you say something like, oh, this sounds exactly like someone I'm working with at the moment. How about we jump on a quick connection call, not the discovery call. How about we jump on a quick connection call and would love to know more about your business and would love to tell you what I do. Something like this. Do not pitch anything. 99% people are going to say yes. Put that in a calendar and now you have the entire system. The same conversation leads to the connection call, which leads to the discovery call, and which leads to the client close. How it leads to the discovery call? In the connection call, you are going to start with building the conversation, building the relation. How's everything going? How's your business going? What's going on? What's happening? Until they are the one start talking about the pain points. And that's when, in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that's when you end with, this is a serious problem that is I'm seeing a lot. I would love to know more about the problem and I would love to find a way to help you with this. How about we book another call? Never start on the same call until the person is super interested in your service. So you say, how about we book another call next week or early next to next week, something, whatever the calendar looks like. And so I can understand more about this problem and see how I can best help you. That's where the relationship is already built. They already trust you. They already know how you can help them. And now they are ready. Now you jump on the discovery call, close the client. After that, getting client feels easy because everything, this entire thing is your system. So now let me bring the whole thing together. Step 1, get crystal clear on your ICP. Specific person, specific company, specific problem. Step 2, build your packaging around their pain, not your services. Step 3, spend 30 minutes analyzing what your competition is saying and find the gap where they are being generic. Step 4, build your list on Sales Navigator, load it into the AimFox and let it run. Step 5, track every accepted conversations in a simple Google Sheet that is in the description. Step 6, run those 3 message sequence, and that's where you have the system, which is not complicated. It's just consistency, and the consultant who run this consistently are the ones building a pipeline that doesn't depend on luck or viral post or referrals. I put the Google Sheet template and the full message sequence in the descriptions. Grab them and start this week. The more you procrastinate, the more you are going to lag behind. And if you're an HR consultant who wants this entire system built for your business by the experts without you lifting a finger, reach out. Details are below. See you in the next one.